Hello everyone, welcome to another interview. I have with me Luke Osland.
Hello.
Let's start with, how did you get into magic yourself, Luke?
So it's probably about 8 or 9 years ago. I used to watch, so the first season of Penn and Teller, that's not the American one,
Okay.
it's the first season.
In England, yeah.
Yeah, in England. But even before that, they had a pilot episode before they even started the show. That was in Las Vegas, and then they did it in the UK.
Right.
So I was always a fan of magic, like Dynamo, Darren Brown, Penn and Teller. And when Penn and Teller came on, I found it a really interesting concept of people trying to work out how it works. Because you never see magic in that light. You always see it as someone trying to fool you, not someone trying to work out how it's done, kind of thing. So me and my dad would sit there, and I would literally sit there with a notebook while I was watching it, right, and take notes and be like, oh yeah, you can do it this way. And so even the ones that Penn and Teller weren't working out, I'd try and work out my own methods to it. So I actually started learning magic by doing, they were very badly done renditions of the tricks, but tricks that people do on Penn and Teller for us. Right. And then I joined the Young Magicians Club, which is the Magic Circle Youth Initiative, and I got into stage illusions and stage magic, and there's you break it up like what I've done in magic in a lot of almost phases. But now I've started trying to work on what's happening now, like modern stuff, so social media, TV. I'm really looking into that.
Right. So you don't perform out there much, do you? You're more of a creator. You create tricks for magicians to perform. I think one of the first times I met you was when you were trying to organize your own convention or something. And then I knew you because of the items you had released in the magic community. I think you released a few coin tricks or some gimmicks or something. And I always knew you as that guy, the cool guy who was very creative and in making all these things. So, do you ever want to perform magic, or do you always want to be behind the camera?
So, I think it's weird because I have a background of sort of performing almost because of how many times I've I used to do a lot of stage shows, and I never really did gigs a lot of my friends do. They go out and do table hopping, and that never really excited me. It's going out, and because I wouldn't call myself antisocial, but I'm not the type of person that would go up to someone and say, do you want to see a trick? Right. If someone asks me to see a trick, I'll happily show them. I mean, now most of the time I won't, just because I never carry anything on me. So it's about performing. So I recently did, I'm doing a competition at the minute at the YMC because it's my last year at the Young Magicians Club.
You're right.
So I'm doing a stage competition, which has been quite fun because I sort of started making it because I wanted to make an act for someone else, and I was like, well, I don't want them to get all the credit for it, so I might as well do it myself. And then I recently performed it at Siler's show, and I think I might be doing it again next month.
Okay.
But it's been really interesting because I think it is important every now and then to make sure you do perform, to see what other people are feeling and what that performance side feels like. Yeah. Because I think that creators that have never performed, they have a little lack of understanding of how people work and stuff. So I think it's really understanding to perform to understand your audience. Obviously I'm not doing it nowhere near as much as I should to do it, but I think that it's interesting in a research perspective to perform a little bit. But mainly I want to stay behind the camera. And this is sort of just a hobby thing of performing. And
you're really good behind the camera because you've edited my vlogs. In fact, one of the first people I met, obviously I told you Luke edited my vlogs before, and I came up to you and asked you so much of advice about the good ones. And now I've been doing it myself, but I always want to thank you for that because you're the one who's got me into it. I'll never forget your first, the information you just get, or you're just getting into magic, the first magician you've seen, that sort of thing. So I would say you're one of the first people that got me into filming
getting out
this,
there on social,
and exactly on social media. So in terms of social media magic, you do a lot of stuff. Is that for yourself or for other people?
So I shall show you quickly because you said, do I do it for myself? So let's say my Instagram, for example, there's no magic at all on there. Right. And I never post anything about magic. You can follow me at Luke, that won't be in focus, but at Luke Ozzy, you can follow me. And
I'll put that in the link below.
And the reason I don't post any magic is because I'm not personally interested in making myself famous, right? Okay. Or to get loads of followers. I don't have an interest in that. So I'd rather, if I create something, and it's going to sound a bit cocky, but if I can sell that, or if I can write a video idea that someone else could use to better their following, it's better that they do it than me do it. And I think that they could also put a lot more effort into it than I would.
But don't you think that if you did have a product and you had a massive following, wouldn't that be helpful to sell your product?
Yeah, but I think that that's the thing is so recently for releasing products, I contact bigger companies.
Okay.
Because I don't want to have the hassle of marketing anything myself.
Okay.
Right? I literally just want to create the trick, give it to them, and they sort out the rest of it. Like
Okay.
I'll happily film it because I'm quite. I'll happily film it and edit it even, but. In terms of marketing, that's something which I struggle in.
Right. Okay.
Is actually marketing something itself. So I think there's people far better at it than I could do. And if a magic company is willing to offer that, and if a magic company has following, that's when I'll decide. Okay, yeah, we'll contact them. So I'm talking to a few companies at the minute about putting out a couple of effects that should be going out soon.
Nice.
But I try to stick to bigger companies that already have that following.
So where could people see your products?
So I have, at the minute I have one product on illusionist.com called Portal. It might still be on the front page, I'm not sure. It's on a download somewhere.
Okay.
I had a couple but they've been taken down now, they had a couple of others. But that's the only one which I've got that's active still. And I should hopefully have a couple more coming on the way, which you'll see on my social media, on my story, me telling you where to get it.
Sounds good. Excellent. When you say social media magic, what do you talk about? Because there's so many magicians on social media doing a lot of different things. A lot of the things that you might have seen are usually the channels that have got millions of hits are usually more the pranky type videos where, you know, there's people in on it and just overreacting and that sort of thing. Is that something that you...
So in my opinion, there's two types of magic on social media. There's true form magic, which is someone in front of a camera or performing magic. For example, let's say Ryan Tricks and Sav. Right, that's real magic. Right, what they're doing is, it's not like I don't care if it's a camera trick. Neither of them use it, but if it's a camera trick, I don't care. But that's real magic. There's no actors, right? What you're doing is real, okay? And then the other one is this real jokey, funny magic, right, which is more at the prank side, and it's more aimed at a bigger audience.
Yeah, it is, because I know I don't take any names, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about with certain people who are doing down that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because they are still catering to a different audience.
Yeah,
would you say? Or?
Yeah, I think if I'm being honest, I think that's definitely quantity over quality, right? And I think that to be big on social media, you have to have a lot of quantity. So what I think they're doing is pumping out as much as they can do, trying to get the most amount of views possible, which is one way to do it, but that's not the way that I like to look at things. I'd rather something be a very high quality video. If it gets views, it gets views. If you want to get views, then definitely that's probably a better approach to it. But if you want to get, if you want a good quality video, that's where I prefer to look into that. So, for example,
so that's your opinion on that? Because see, my opinion is I'm always open to what, I might not like a certain thing, but doesn't mean that it's wrong, because there's still an audience for that. And as you can see, some of these the prank channels, they do so well. They do so well. So again, and me personally, again, it's not something that I would want to do, but if it is getting far reach and if that's what you want to, but
do you think that sort of thing is going to be relevant forever? Like, do you think in 10 years time there's still going to be people filming themselves like this, doing magic where they bite an Oreo and spit it back out? Do you think that's still going to be, and they go, oh my god, do you think that's still going to be a relevant thing in 10 years time? Or do you think that real quality stuff, because I think that, let's say Paul Daniels, for example, people are basically doing the same. Obviously it's a bit different. He's got on stage from a live audience.
I see what you mean now. Yeah.
Social media will die eventually, and I think it's better to keep it on. I love what they're doing. I think it's a great reach, but I don't think that it's going to last forever. I don't think it's immortal in any way.
I agree with you at that point of view. Yeah, and plus there's a lot of people doing it now, anyways, and it's getting sort of oversaturated.
Yeah, there's a lot of people trying to do the same thing. And if I'm honest, they're all most of them were trying to copy Julius Dean, right? Because what he did was revolutionary.
Yeah.
He took magic and pranks and combined them, and he got a lot of followers from doing it.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a lot of, and Sav will say the same thing as me, there's a lot of wannabe Juliuses.
Yes.
Right? And I'm not picking on anyone in particular.
Yeah, I know, we're not picking on anyone, but I know what you mean.
That's fine, right? Because there's people that look up to Dynamo, like I know tons of people that look up to Dynamo, and they'll even copy him and do what he does.
Yeah.
It's the same with doing that, but doing what Julius did.
Yeah. No, that's good information. I don't know if you've reached a certain goal with that, but it's definitely worth talking, and especially if you're listening to this, maybe even it gets you thinking a little bit, saying, do you know what, if this is what I do, should I want to try and be a little more creative with my magic, or should I just want to go and buy the next prop and do that? Again, like I said, the bottom line is there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just something to think about, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's always good to watch, again, my stuff. I don't do a lot of magic on Instagram because most of my magic is the same thing. And people watching this know that I do a certain type of magic and I'm known for that certain type of magic. So I don't want to go to the next convention and just buy the next gimmick and just perform that in that way. But that's just me. Nothing wrong with the people who do it.
So what you talk about that is buying the next trick that comes out. I think where that comes from is people see something really cool and think, no one's going to be doing that. I'm going to do it, right?
But there's actually
but then like 2 weeks later, like you'll have a good video for like 2 or 3 days until every other Instagram magician messages you and says, "Where'd you get this from?" And then they buy it. It comes in a week, and then they will film it, right? But if you were to look back at books or old DVDs and look at your old magic collection and see stuff that would actually work. So, for example, I used to love looking at old, like not even old, but Penguin and at the table lectures that were maybe 2 or 3 years old, right? Because they have so much, and I think lectures are brilliant because they have so much material and no one's using it, right? So, a good example, if you have £10 in your bank account right now, instead of going and saving up for a chewing gum trick from Sans Mines or Vanishing Ink or whatever, go onto Penguin Magic, save up for a lecture, or go and buy an at the table lecture. A good example is Carl Marlette's one. You'll have 10 good tricks that you can use for your videos, right? About that. Now you can work out a way to make them more visual yourselves, but if you look for videos where there's good visual magic, you can get a lot more out of lectures if you don't mind putting in a bit of extra effort than just buying a chewing gum trick for 30 or 40 quid.
That is such great advice, and you hit right to the point. I mean, a lot of you people watching it right now go, do you know what, that's what I did, but that's a good insight to do that, and they go, oh, do you know what, I can actually get a proper lecture which will give you so much more information.
Another good thing to do is if you're really keen about making videos on social media, try to set a budget for each video. Obviously some videos are going to be a bit more expensive than others, but let's say you want to do a video with a coffee cup, right? Let's say you set the budget for that trick at £10. You look at coffee cup downloads and coffee cup tricks, whatever, and then you buy everything to make it, and you try to set it down. Because I think that a good video, well, people will disagree with me, but sometimes I think a good video is worth £5, and sometimes for some people, I think, for example, Dawood, a good video, I'd just say it's worth 30 quid for him, right? Because he might get a booking out of that video. Someone might see it and be like, oh my god, that's amazing. Can you do that in real life? I want to see that in real life, right? Yeah. And that's what happens to Sav. Sav gets loads of bookings on his social media. So I think that one video, if it can get you a booking, can be up to £200-300. Yeah. So it's about setting that budget. Obviously, if you're just starting out, don't spend £200 on a trick and do it just for one video. But videos can get you bookings. Yeah. Set a budget for a video, do that video, and then if you don't get that money back, that's fine. If you do, that's great, right? Yeah. And also, just don't buy the newest tricks, basically. That's what I would say, because everyone will do them.
Perfect. That's a great way to end the conversation. So, thank you once again, Luke, for doing this.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching this and spending the time to watch it. And I hope you learned something from this. If not, even if you're going to do the same thing, it doesn't matter. At least you got some information, something to think about.
Tricks.
But and don't forget to like and comment on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.